If you want to get rich, I'm going to share with you a very simple Tony Robbins technique to bring more money into your life and drastically change your financial life. This is Jake with JakeDucey.com. Make sure you hit the like button on this video, subscribe, and bell notification. A lot of people saying that they're subscribed, but they aren't getting notified for new videos. So make sure you hit the bell notification and be sure to check out my free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind and old limiting beliefs you might have inherited from childhood that are blocking you from attracting financial success into your life. It's right there down below in the description and pinned to the comments. And let's dive right into this very simple Tony Robbins technique to get rich. Love him, hate him. Everybody knows who Tony Robbins is. He's very rich. That's one thing everyone can agree upon. And it wasn't always like that for Tony. He has an old video of him sharing a story. And he's talking about a piece of advice that he got from one of his earliest mentors in life that made him very rich. And the problem that he had was he grew up very poor. He grew up in this tiny little apartment and he had all of these very terrible and traumatic memories about his upbringing and how constrained it was financially and the stress that that had on his mother. And because of all that financial stress that she had, she was having an abusive type of situation for young Tony. And all of these childhood traumas were associated around a lack of money. So it was buried very deeply into him. And his mentor said to him, you know what your problem is? You're always poor. And what he was talking about was how he couldn't break out of that old programming. And so what he did is had Tony go get crisp $100 bills and put them in his wallet. So even though Tony was just starting his career, even though Tony was broke, even though Tony was just on the grind trying to make things happen in his life, he was working for Jim Rohn, selling Jim Rohn seminars. The rule that Jim gave to him was you always have to have at least one crisp $100 bill. I think you should have two, one on the inside of the money that you have. Let's say you have $4 in your bank account, they're all ones. So you have 100 on one side and 100 on the other. What most people do is every time they open up their wallet, when they're going to pay for something, it reinforces to them that they don't have any money. So it becomes a subconscious association. And so Jim was giving Tony an opportunity to start at the very deepest level of his subconscious because the brain works in images. Because if you go, think of your refrigerator. You can see your refrigerator. I have a wood refrigerator. The whole paneling of my refrigerator is wood. I can see it very clearly. If you go think of your car, think of it right now. Pull the image up. You see white, red, what is it? I have one of those matte gray trucks. I can see it very clearly. Well, the same thing is so for your financial life. And if you don't start to put new images into it, your old images that are from last year, the year before, your childhood, all the deepest emotional traumas and stresses, all of those memories are what govern your subconscious imagery with respect to money. So if you put crisp $100 bill at the front and the back, you start to build a new financial imagery and you start to change your patterning every time you're going to pay for something. A lot of times when people are paying for something, it's one of those times when the association is, I don't have enough, or this should be cheaper. And that type of patterning stops people from getting to the next level financially. And that's what Jim was teaching Tony, is pull this money out, put it in your wallet, and you're going to start to build new financial imagery, and you're going to start to have a new normal of one in which you have money and surplus in your wallet or your purse instead of a constant lack of it. Of course, what Tony's saying isn't that if you do this, you're going to literally get rich tomorrow and this is the only thing that you'll ever need to do. But what he is clearly demonstrating is that there are millions of people doing the same things, right? A lot of people are scrolling YouTube and they're looking for a technique or like this really special business. It's a special business nobody knows about. And if you pay $4,995, I'll teach you this special business. So people always, when they hear about someone getting rich, they go, what were you doing? And I don't think it matters as much what you're doing. I think what matters is what you're bringing to it. And there's a lot of people that were selling seminars with Tony, I'm sure. There's very few people that became Tony Robbins. There's a lot of people writing books. There's a lot of people making albums. There's a lot of people selling real estate. Well, why isn't everyone rich from it? And it has to do with the mental imagery. Because if you look around, 9 out of 10 people die with less than $10,000 and virtually no financial assets. 80-something% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. The average American is over $10,000 in credit card debt. People are screwing up financially left and right, and it's all we see, and it's most people's childhood memories. And you're not going to be able to change everything in your financial life instantly, but you can change the subconscious and psychological environment that you're setting for yourself. Most people, every time they're paying for something, they're reminded about the fact that they're broke. Every time they open their wallet, every time they open their purse, they're reminded they're freaking broke. Right? Like, think about that. Isn't that weird? Every time a lot of people open their wallet, they are reminded that they're broke. And you'd be like, well, I am broke. Yeah, but you can at least start to change the mental imagery. And if you change the mental imagery, you will change your financial life. It happened to me. I remember I was 19 or 20 years old. I was sitting in my bed listening to a young Tony Robbins saying, Jim Rohn made me take a couple $100 bills. He made me put them in my wallet, and he started to change my subconscious association with money, and I never looked back. And I said, I'm going to do exactly what Tony Robbins does because he's rich and I am not. And I did that, and it changed my life absolutely financially. By the time I was 30 years old, I was able to retire my wife. And you can do incredible things with this very simple technique. So go to your bank, pull out a couple crisp $100 bills, put them in your wallet, put them in your purse. Do not spend them. That's the only rule. They're supposed to sit there so you're psychologically starting to change the imagery about money, your purse, and your wallet. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification. Bell notification is what notifies you for future episodes. And be sure to check out my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com in the description and pinned to the comments right there down below. Give me a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this technique, if you're going to head out and make it happen, and I'll see you next time.